Here's another video that uses my hand-carved stamps with a watercolor technique that I love doing so much that I literally could just do it for hours and hours. And I thought, well, I could do it for hours and hours, or I can do a video on it and share with you how to do it so that maybe you end up doing it for hours and hours, because it is so meditative. It is so much fun. And I'm going to keep doing these videos because I love doing this process. These are the colors I'm using today. I have the tobacco brown, I have the grass green, the tiger yellow, and the hyacinth blue and the moss rose are mixed together. And I have made sort of a kind of a magenta color. I want it to have a little bit more purple than what the moss rose had. And I have dedicated paint brushes for the specific colors so that I don't muddy the colors. And it's a very simple process. I'm going to start with the yellow because it's the lightest color. And I'm just going to tap it on in a few places. Not going to really worry about it. Let's see if you can see that. And then I'm going to come in with my green, the grass green, and it's going to be the majority of the color on the stamp, so I'll be generous with that, but I'll try not to mix it with the yellow. I'm still keeping them separate. Then I'm going to use the tobacco brown with a different brush. Actually, I should have used this one last, but that's okay. I'm just adding a little bit of accent in here for contrast. And then the magenta color that I'm just going to give a few swipes in here, and we'll see what happens. It's all an exploration. You never know how each one is going to turn out. And here you can see where the colors are. So I'm going to use my mister, and this is a really fine mister, and it has an extended spray. I love using it, and I'm going to leave a link for this below. I'll leave a link for everything. And I'm going to put a good amount of water on it, but not too much, because if I put too much on, it's going to look like this. And that's okay. I like that look, but I'm going to see if I can control it a little bit. And you can hear how long I sprayed it. I'm not going to show you me spraying it because it's kind of difficult to do, but let me show you what I have for water on here. The longer I let it sit like this, it goes into the crevices of the stamp, and it doesn't sit on the flat surface of where the print is being made. Now, if you have a little spot like that that doesn't have a full impression of the paint, you can come in with just a clean paintbrush. Give it a little help. So this one, I only want one single impression on this page because I want to see how bright they can be and the different variations. So since I still have paint on this stamp, I'm going to stamp it on my art table paper here because it just makes sense to use it. And it's so satisfying and it's so pretty. And then this will sit on my desk and I'll think, oh, look how pretty that is. I could do another one, but it does start to get lighter and lighter, and sometimes I have to think about whether it's worth my time. So here you can already see it's starting to get muddy. So it's muddy on the stamp. So I want to clean this before I start using it again and adding more paint. So I'm going to use my little, very sophisticated stamp cleaner. And this is just a paint edger pad. All it is are these paint edgers. It's the refill, and they start out looking white and lovely. And I use them in these to-go containers, and I get them wet. Just add a little bit of water, so that when I go to clean my stamp off, it gets in there really well. So then you want to start with a dry stamp. So dry it off however you need to. Paper towel or a towel. And then you start again. So I'm going to start with the yellow again. And the yellow, it's really funny. Well, obviously it mixes very easily with the green, and it just makes it fail-safe, fail-proof. That's what I want to say. I'm going to just put two lines of the pink in there. I don't think I have enough water or color right here, so I'm going to add a little bit more green in the middle. Maybe a little bit more of the tobacco and a touch bit more water. It's definitely one of those things where you want to play with the amount of water and the amount of paint. and just explore it. And just keep trying again and again. So that turned out really brown, but I think it's going to be beautiful when it dries. But if you want to alter it, you can just come in with your paintbrush and more paint and give it some help. And this time I'm only going to do one that's mostly green. I'll keep the pink out of it and see what I can come up with. So I'll start with the yellow. Now be careful not to let it get too pooled up, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to work out, and it's all just a matter of exploring and figuring out what works for you. If it gets a lot of paint, if there's a lot of paint that develops, then see what happens. It could be lovely and maybe the style that you're looking for. That was not what I wanted to do. And you may discover something that you like even more. And you can move the watercolor if you want. This is a different stamp that I wanted to try. It's the same shape overall, it's a different style, and I like how they work together. You can remove some of the paint with a cloth or a paper towel, and if you feel like you removed too much, you can always add a little bit more back in. You certainly can come back in with a paintbrush even after it's dried and add some more paint. It's one of those endless, explorative, creative things to do that is just so much fun. If you want to grab one of the free art print downloads that I have on my website, please be sure to follow the link and you'll get this art print. It's my gift to you as a way to say thanks for following me and supporting me. All you got to do is sign up for my newsletter, and I'll leave the link for that in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.